Right, hi. Welcome to this Learn Tarot course, which is online learning and discussing. So with this, what we do have, just change these glasses a little bit, is Learn Tarot by discussing the cards. So hopefully you guys who are interested in this particular session, there are no live questions. This is about yourselves learning tarot. So hopefully you have your own tarot deck in front of you and you've chosen a card from that particular deck. So because this is the third episode, we are looking at the High Priestess. So I need you to have your own deck with your own card. When you come in to Learn Tarot, tell me which deck you're using and which card you have chosen. I will try to find it or a Google image of it to be able to discuss it. Okay, so it's not about me telling you what's going on. It's about you observing what's going on within that card. So it is an open discussion for all of about what exactly is going on. So when I see people enter the room, then we can discuss this briefly. So you may or may not have looked at episode 1 and 2. I should actually change that in the title, episode 3. So if you are interested in learning tarot, then that is okay. If you're not, then there's not a lot of point that you're here because there are no personal questions at all in this session. Even if you are a channel member, there are still no live questions in this. The only questions we want is, what is a tarot card? What card am I holding, perhaps? So things like that is going to happen. So depending on, Dragon Empress did want to come along to this session, so I am hoping that they're still around. Whoops. And if not, this is going to be a very quick session. Because this is totally designed for you guys. I don't need to do this. I know it. So if you are here and you want so guys, this is a session of Learn Tarot. This is a very interactive course or session. This is about what you need to learn about your card, and then we discuss the card. Simple session, quite a lot of fun. Right, is anyone coming or not? Oh, it's quite funny. When everyone says, yes, I want to learn that session. Can you come at this time? Yes, I can come anytime. Oh, this is easy. Easy. Right, what I can do is straighten up my cards. This will be very amusing. Yugta, hello. Right, this session is for tarot learning. Are you here to learn about tarot today? Because no one else has come. And Dragon Empress said, I would like to learn tarot. And I said to myself, I'll have to schedule a live then. So here I am in my live session. Nobody else is here. So is that what you wanted, Yugta? I'll probably do a live session after this, so everyone gets a chance for their free questions today. But this is a Learn Tarot course. Do let me know if you're interested in learning tarot, people, and then we can begin. Because without you guys, I can't do the lesson because I can't. So if you're interested in learning tarot, then we can begin. If people aren't, then that's fine. There's no point to the session because this is only for tarot learning. Right. This is going to be more challenging than last time I did this. It is very funny. Oh, you guys, crack me up. At least I can put all my cards in the right order. So, the people in my room, are you interested in learning tarot? If you are interested in learning tarot, then say yes, I don't mind participating in this lesson. I have my card in my hand that I want to learn from today. This is the third session that we've done. And when people are here, we will discuss the High Priestess. But if nobody's interested, then there's no point me being here. Why is these cards all weird? Well, let's do half of them. Yeah, you want to learn. Yeah, Yukta, do you want to learn? Is that what card have you got today that you'd like to learn from? What deck? Because I have to have it here, or at least an image. So what deck, what tarot deck would you like to learn from? And what card would you like to learn from today? Please. And then we'll start the lesson. You want to learn. Okay, excellent. So what tarot deck have you got in front of you? And what card? If you right, this isn't about me teaching. This is about discussing, right? So I'm not teaching, I'm discussing. So that's the difference with the way I learn it. If people genuinely want to learn tarot, then have you got a card in front of you? It's just one of those things where if you've seen the other two lessons, that's exactly what it's going to be like. This is for the people who want to learn. So if you do want to learn, then you must have your own card in front of you. Is that okay? Have your card in front of you. Right, okay, excellent. Can you choose a card that you would like to learn from, and then we can start the lesson. If it's just you and me, and then that's absolutely fine. Harshida Jan, hello. Are you in here to learn tarot? Harshida Jan, are you here to learn tarot? Right, Yukta. Yeah, excellent. What card have you got? Yeah, excellent. Oh, liking your style. Okay, so just tell me what card you tell me what deck you have and what card you want to learn from. We have Yukta first. The Two of Swords. Okay, excellent. So discuss this a little bit. The Two of Swords in the Rider-Waite. So I need to get the Two of Swords in the Rider-Waite, okay? And we'll discuss that. And Harshita Yarn, you have to join in as well about discussing by typing in what we're discussing, okay? So you guys are helping each other to understand a card. And that's how we learn, okay? So Yukta wants, you don't have any cards. Well, how can you learn if you've got no cards? This is not good. Anyway, you can stay in the room and discuss this card, okay? And maybe next week you can get a deck, because you can't learn if you don't have them. It's impossible. So we will discuss this card, okay? Because Yukta would like to discuss this. So that's the first thing, right? Okay. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. So we can learn this one together, okay? Harshita Yarn. All right, so bleeding hell, you have everything you do, including fellas. Right. Princess Aquarius, are you here to discuss tarot? Which is good, because the first one I'd like you to participate is the Two of Swords. Okay, so that's not the Two of Swords. Well noticed, that's the Two of Swords. So Yukta has picked this card today to discuss. So we're all going to discuss this card. So Princess Aquarius, have you got a card from any one of your 50 decks that you'd like us to discuss and learn a little bit more? Do pick that card out while I'm speaking about this card, and then we will discuss your card after we've done this one to death. So for Yukta, Harshita Yarn and Princess Aquarius, we're going to really in depth have a look at this card. You do have to participate. I am not getting blood out of a stone again. No. Okay. No, right. I'm already doing High Priestess, but so if you pick another card, because this is the third session I'm doing this card, but if you want to discuss it in depth, then I won't start with it. But I use a major arcana to just introduce the session. So today's session, I was going to speak about this, but if you want to speak about it, then I will leave this back on the table and discuss that, okay? So how I start these sessions is welcome to the tarot course. 12 minutes trying to explain everything. So today we're looking at the High Priestess. So what in the day, so I'll start off like this, Princess Aquarius, so you can participate. So how I normally start these lessons is how in your day does the High Priestess work? So if you type down Yukta, Princess Aquarius and Harshita, how would you think the High Priestess works within your everyday day? Make it as simple as possible. This isn't about complicating things. We're going really simplified now. So type in the box, what in our day do we use a High Priestess? Okay, so hopefully you're typing. I see balance. Okay, so it's not what we're looking at the moment. It's how within our day. So in our day, it does look like a positive card. Yeah. So every card within tarot does have a positive and does have a negative, because everything in duality is yin and yang at the same time. So there are no positive or negative cards. Okay. Mansell Tarot. Yay. Oh, look at you. Well done. Have you seen you change colour? Look, Madsol, you've changed colour. Look, you've changed colour. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm so excited. I've got to do a screenshot of that. Charlie Bear, hello, how are you? Right, okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love it. Tibet Death. Right, okay. Charlie Bear. I know, that's so cool. Sorry, I do get excited about the least funny thing, but I'm just that. So, right, okay, hold on. Whoa. Carmen, hello, how are you? Welcome to the tarot course. This is chapter 3. No, I didn't, Charlie Bear. Are you married already? No, I don't think I did. Do you want me to check? Oh, right. Pardon me on my course. When did you send it? When did you send it? Oh wow, right. Let me Dragon Empress, you're here. I was saying, if you're not here, I'm gonna go mad. So we've only time in these sessions for a few this morning. No. Did you send it to, can you just check if you sent it to purejoytarot@gmail.com, please? Right, we've only time for a few people. Right, listen, Carmen. So I like a little bit of structure within my session of teaching. This is episode 3, where we just discussed the High Priestess a little bit. And then we go on to the card. So we're not talking about any card. Yukta is the first one where we will all discuss the Two of Swords. This is the first card we're going to discuss, the Two of Swords. And then the next person we have time for today is Princess Aquarius, who also picked the High Priestess. So they came at the right thingy. So we have these two people. And then Horatia Yarn hasn't got a card, so they're just participating. So the next person is Dragon Empress. Dragon Empress, have you got your tarot deck in front of you with the card that you picked? Because this... Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, Carmen. If you want to discuss the Hermit, we can do that. I can be here all night. Depending on how quick you are. If you saw last episode, it was like blood out of a stone. But if you girls are all quick and you know what's going on in these cards, job done. All right. So, hello, everybody. So what goes on here is you're all going to type what we are seeing in this picture. Right, so we'll just move away from that for the moment, and we're going to discuss Yukta's card of Two of Swords. So let Yukta tell us initially what this card means. Then we'll all jump in and see what are we noticing and how do we use this in our daily life. So we have the Two of Swords. So how in our life are we using the Two of Swords? Name some simplified examples of how we use Two of Swords within our everyday life. Okay, so if you'd like to start typing now, guys, especially Yukta. Right, who's in the room? Right, is anybody in the room? Right, okay. So, Dragon Empress, have you got a card that you'd like to discuss today? You've been watching my cat tarot. It's true. They do click the claws. Yeah. It's true. It's absolutely true. Oh, do you know, I give up. Oh my goodness. Right. This is really doing my head in. Right. Right, okay. I don't think this session really works. Is Yukta still here? Jeez. Right, Dragon Empress, are you here? Because you did ask me to come and do this Teach Tarot course. What we're doing every day is just discussing a tarot card. If people do not have the tarot card in front of them, we can't discuss it. This is a very hands-on course where we discuss what's in it. If people are not going to participate, there's no point me being here. 0 point at all. I do this on a one-to-one basis with people. So it is very hard for me to do this in a room with lots of people. It worked the first time wonderfully. The second time, not so much. And this time, it's just a complete joke at the moment. So... Right. But we do discuss just the one card, not two cards at once. That's way down the line. So if you want to, what deck are you using to be able to talk about that card? Have you got a deck, Dragon Empress, that you want to, because I've got to look at it to be able to guide you to another aspect within that card. Because when we look at cards, we need to look at the top and the bottom and the signs and in between. So if you first want to talk about the Wheel of Fortune, what card have you got in your hand? So I can also see an image of that to be able to get you to discuss it fully. And then if... Right. Exactly. Right. Okay. Let me just explain, because if people haven't seen the first episode or the second episode, they may not really understand how this goes. Let me explain. So, because this is the third episode, I've used the third Major Arcana card. I usually discuss within this how this is used in our everyday life, because this is a very organic, hands-on learning experience. It's not me saying this is this and this is that. No, it's about organic living it. So just as Yukta wanted to learn about the Two of Swords, but she's gone, I presume, then Mad Soul said it's about cutting toenails, which is correct. So how in our everyday life? So what we do is we discuss and look at the card in depth at everything on the card. And you may have an opinion, and then somebody else does, and I go, what else, until I know you've exhausted this, and I go, well, what about that? And what about that? So I'm encouraging you people to see what's on the card, not what is, but what you're seeing. So this is a more organic way of understanding. This is not me telling you it means this. No, if that means something different for you, that is your interpretation. If people want to be tarot readers for yourself and for your friends, you're going to have to read it how you want to read it, not how I read it, or the girl next door reads it, or the man down the road. You're the reader. So I'm trying to facilitate, whatever that word is. Be here for you to help to encourage you to actually read a card. Do you understand now? So in it, I do encourage you to look at the first lesson where Light Energy and Spooky Mulder, they were so involved, and it was such a good lesson. Do you understand? Right. So do we want to do this or we don't? Intuition. Right. So if we're discussing this card, Dragon Empress, what is intuition then? So you said using your intuition. So what does intuition mean? Can anybody describe what intuition means? You've used the... No. Right, okay. First of all, I have to say, before Mad Soul Tarot tells me off, there are no right and wrong answers. So you can say anything about anything, okay? Inner voice. Hello, Priyanka S, an inner voice. Hello, Coco. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So Priyanka S has said an inner voice. So what does inner voice actually mean? Does it mean we need to see the doctor? Does intuition mean we have to go to see the doctor because we're hearing voices inside our head? Feeling, listening to yourself. So when I'm on the toilet or in the bath and I'm singing myself and I'm talking to myself, is that what you mean? Is that what an inner voice means when I'm talking to myself? Oh, I've got to do the dishes and I've got to put the kettle on, and oh, maybe I should wear that tomorrow. Oh, should I do a live or should I not? Do you mean that? So it's a subconscious feeling felt in your gut. So is there a worm inside your gut? And oh, I know my worm is in my gut. It's going to come out or whatever. Is that what you mean? So say if you're listening to what feels right internally, then does that mean, oh, I know my ex is going to ring. I am absolutely determined I'm going to get back with my ex because I just know it. I just know it so much. They're definitely going to get back. Is that more desire and scared of fear, or is it something else? so full. No, well, Priyanka S said, what doesn't give you anxiety or negative feelings? That it implies hidden secrets. It does. It does. Right. So intuition, true intuition comes higher. It's on a bodily plane, right? So you've got many, many bodies. True intuition comes from outside of those normal bodies. So you've got the physical body, which is the most densest. Then you've got the emotional body. Then you've got the mental body, higher mental. And then you go into intuition, which is higher than your higher mental, which is people like Einstein and things like that. So intuition, many people don't tap into that, right? So the only way you can tap intuition is truly by meditating, but removing yourself from thoughts and feelings. Because if you look at emotions, they're your feelings, nothing to do with intuition. Your thoughts, nothing to do with intuition. What you've been told, nothing to do with intuition. There's a sense, some people get it right up their back, that feeling, whoa. And some people can just tap into your intuition. So it can be anxiety and it can be something like, say, for instance, you were walking down the street and suddenly, out of nowhere, you get this, whoa, I shouldn't go down there. Now, you may have already used your survival technique with your mind, and you also might have used it with your feelings. Well, I remember walking down a dark alley and, it wasn't nice. I got pounced on, I got robbed or whatever. So you do have your experiences behind it, but your intuition goes beyond that. It goes, stay away. Now, people may hear it as clairaudient or whatever. They may hear it as, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. So it doesn't come from fear or dread, or it doesn't come from your feeling. It is, you've gone higher than that, but you've removed yourself away from the feelings and you've removed yourself away from your thoughts, and you have gone into your intuition. And you can't teach that. It is or it isn't. But a lot of people strangle really tightly and they call it intuition when it's a feeling, when it's not. It's a sense. It's a protectiveness. It's higher. It goes very, very quickly. And you don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel like it's like, oh, I can't open the door. But you haven't rationally thought about not opening the door to that stranger who's got a gun in his hand. Or, oh, I've got a feeling, not a feeling, because people use the wrong words. English, all language is so limited to what intuition is. Do you understand? So, yeah. Hello, Sablu. No, I'm not getting at you. So people try to explain what intuition really is. Anyway, moving past that, how else do we use intuition in our everyday life? Yeah, we're not talking about ego now because that's very psychological. Freud taught that ego is the personality and the ID. So it's got nothing to do with the identity of a person. This is beyond the physical and beyond that. So basically, what else? If we're looking at the intuition of this card, if we're looking at the High Priestess, then what else do we actually see within this card? So how we learn to read any card, doesn't matter what it is, we're going to look at the picture. Yeah, we're not talking about personality because we can't really... Can we see personality on that card? All right, let's talk about personality. Just for devil's advocate, so to speak. So if we're looking at a card, what can we see on this card? What kind of personality do you think this person has? If we're going down the personality route, what kind of personality do you think this person has sitting on the card? She looks calm and composed. She does, absolutely. So how did we get that? How did you get that she was calm and composed? What made you think that or type that? What else can we see on this card, guys? If you were to have this card in your hand, what else would you see? What would you notice about this card? Oh, you're getting very technical. Mad Soul is talking about the blowjob. Facial expression and body language. Yeah, and that's how most language, that's how 80% of the language we can actually see. So this gives you an indication on the third card of the deck about body language. So what direction is she looking? How do you know there's a secret? Right, Dragon Empress. How do you know the veil holds the secret? How do you know? It might be a curtain. How do you know it holds? Why did you come to the conclusion that the veil holds a secret? Hidden wisdom. Mad Soul. How do you know it hides wisdom? In what? Just by looking at this picture, because it is a picture, how did you come to that conclusion? She's looking into your eyes. Oh, that is that. So she's facing forward. So when you face forward, if I was facing like this and talking to you, if I was talking to you like this, la 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 la, what would that mean? If I was like this instead of like this, what would that mean? So describe the position she's facing you and looking in your eyes, Priyanka. How, Dragon Empress, by looking at this card, how do you know she knows hidden knowledge? How do you know that? From looking at that card, how did you get that? How did you come to that conclusion? Yeah, that's true, Priyanka. That's very true. If I was sitting like that, I wouldn't necessarily be interested in you. I might also not care about you. What else could I not be? Mad Soul's reading his book. Dragon Empress. Right. I know that you all know about this card. You all know it's about intuition. But I'm asking you guys, I'm just asking you now, pick what you already know, put it there, and then read the card. That's all I'm asking. I know you know it's about intuition. I know you know it's about pillars of Solomon and things like that. All I'm asking is what are you looking at? What are you looking at? All right, if I turn it over now, what does it mean? What can you see? If you gave this to a child, they'd be able to tell me. But because you're already clumped up with knowledge, you can't see. So this is what tarot and learning tarot is all about. Unlearning. We're learning what you are seeing. When you've discussed every single detail within this card and what it means to you as an individual, then you can use your higher self or your intuition or whatever you're hearing or believing, or that comes for you to speak. But you have to delve into every single detail. Why is that there? What does it mean? What does this mean to me? Does it mean that? Could it mean that? You have 100 reasons why she's facing forward. You have 100 more why there's a curtain or a veil there. You have 1,000,001 reasons why there's a black and white pillar there. Come on, guys. You don't have to, Coco, forget the B and J. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. For this, you can study it. You can find out what that you see. Explain what you're seeing. What color is she wearing? What colors are there in these cards? What's she holding? What's she not holding? What's the background color? Why is this? Why is that? Yeah, it is about religion. It is. So, in a way, just with those aspects, with the Torah that she's holding and the pillars, it is very religious. But it's a bit more than that. Why would it be a bit more than religion? Coco says she looks like a mentor. Yeah. The black and white pillars makes me think she looks at the light and dark of a person as a whole and analyze if she can trust them or not. This is your interpretation. So remember that. It could be about trust. Yeah, because everything is yin, yang, right, wrong, up, down, trust, untrust. You're right. So next time you read this card, you'll go, I wonder if I'm drawn to the black and white. I wonder if I'm drawn to the trust aspect. So trust can be just what we discussed before about the intuition of going down an alley, about, oh, do I trust myself to go down there? Is something pulling me back because I know I can't trust going forward? So that, Priyanka, that's a very, very good interpretation, isn't it? All right, bye, Sibling. So what else are we looking at? So what is she wearing? What colors? What symbols? Anything else you can see? This card was for Dragon Empress. So is there water in the background behind the pillars and veil? Water is emotions. There is. Theoretically, there is a sea. It's a very calm sea. And that is to do with the emotions. And this is why she, or in the Rider-Waite, she wears this widdly veil as a sea of emotions. So what else can you see, guys? No worries. Very good. And I'm sure you'll remember that from now on about trust. So what else are we looking at in this card that reminds us of something or nothing? What else have we seen? Have we looked at what's in the foreground? Have we looked at what's on the curtain or veil? What else have we looked at? What else have we looked at ahead? What else are we seeing? What are we noticing in this? Yeah, I always notice this about this deck, to be fair. When I learned tarot, I thought that as well. There's a few of them that does look like that, definitely. So going back to Dragon Empress about the water and the still sea about emotions, what else could that be? If we look at a vast body of water, and it normally is a sea, it's not a lake, it is a sea, then what does that mean to you all? Mysteries of emotions. The crescent. Coco, well done. You're the first one to mention that. I know everyone knows it's there. The crescent. So the crescent, there's two crescents there, isn't there? And me and Mad Soul Tarot do this. Half moon, full moon, quarter moon. So we now see the crescent is the moon, isn't it? So what do we know about the moon? Why is a moon on a head? Is it a moon or is it something else? Oh, so Dragon Empress has identified the fertility of the pomegranates. Yes, what else does pomegranates mean? Why is it called the crown of wisdom? Water is life-giving. Without water, we are nothing. We came from water. We can't exist without water. So it is life-giving. It is life-giving. It's life emotions, isn't it? So I wonder how Coco got to the crown of wisdom. Why did you say it was a crown of wisdom? In your own words, why did you call it the crown of wisdom? Water does life give, and pomegranates is fertility. Why is pomegranates fertility? How did you get that? Just say. The more you say, the more you remember, and the more you understand. Why is a pomegranate? Moon is related to subconscious. Correct. What else is the moon? What else is the moon to you? Moon. Moon. Priyanka has identified the word that is associated with the moon and reflection. Well done, Priyanka. Again, you're getting top marks today. You're going to get a gold star and a lollipop at the end of this lesson. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers, but I'm just impressed that someone's come up with the word reflection. So what does reflection mean? Right. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. So the time of the month, we on Earth do associate the moon with a month. So Mad Soul is quite correct. It does have a time of werewolves and it does have a time of cycles and periods. So he's quite right. So, like, depending on what question you were answering, it could be, oh, I have a period in ages. Oh my goodness, I've had the Tower and then an Ace of Wands and one pregnant. So he's right. It could mean a period, a loss of a period. It just depends what you're reading, guys. This is why it's important for you as a reader to read what you see. I know he meant that as a joke, but he's not joking. He's absolutely correct. That's what it means. This is your reading. Do you know what I mean? We all want to be Dragon Empress's mind. But it's not crazy. There's no right and wrong about reading tarot. It's when you're reading for another human, that's what it could mean. Absolutely. It's when you see when you read for clients, right? You look at the card. Okay. You don't go, oh, it means that. You look at the card and it's where you're drawn to. So just as Priyanka noticed about trust, if she's drawn to something she's identified as the black meaning trust, then that's what she's going to say. Oh, you might need more trust in this relationship. Trust that your period's going to come. You know, if you've seen something and it means periods, you could very well say, oh, look, she's wearing white. That's going to get red stained in a minute from a period. Do you know what I mean? So whatever you're drawn to on that card, that's why when we do face-to-face readings, we spend a lot of time just gazing and listening. And what comes out is what we say. So that's why it's very important to notice every single aspect on a card, because you will be drawn to the up, the down, the left, and the right. Okay. Read between the lines. So if we have a look at pomegranates are a very special fruit on earth. They do hold hidden secrets. It's about the hidden secrets, because when you break open a pomegranate, it's very difficult unless you know how to get those beautiful juicy seeds out. If you get a little bit of white, it's very bitter. It's really bitter. It spoils the whole taste. So you've got to be very careful and precise. So if you were drawn to the pomegranate, it could be, oh, that's so lush, it's so sweet, it's so beautiful. I'm reflecting on the sweetness of this time of the month. You know, you might be reading this on a new moon, a full moon, half moon. Mad Soul's going to sleep now. He hates all that stuff. So if you were noticing the pomegranate as being bitter, oh, it's a bitter time of the month. Do you see what I mean? So this is why, guys, you have to look at every aspect. You can't say high priestess means intuition. That's it. Blah. Pay attention to your emotions. Blah. No, look at the card, mate. Do you know what I mean? Sunflowers. You got me looking now. Right, okay. So if you want to see sunflowers, that's absolutely fine. You can see sunflowers. It just depends what deck you're using. I mean, you could be looking at you could be looking at this, which is very much like a lotus flower, and we all know that's the sign of the Buddhic, the lotus opening up as the petals. And just as that is not necessarily a moon, like you said before, Coco, if you're still in the room, about the crown of wisdom, the pearl, it's usually an expression, the pearl of wisdom, but that is a symbol of your third eye as well, which comes from the intuition, which is your pituitary gland. Am I buffering? Bummer. So who's in the room? But please put a comment down if you're in the room. Please. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we've got Mad Soul, we've got Dragon, we've got Priyanka S. Who else is in the room? 1, 2, 3. So what else can we see on this card? So we've discussed the crescent is the moon. So we've also, what else haven't you noticed? So for Dragon and Priyanka, really look at this card, and what on this card have we not discussed? Oh, okay, that's fine. Mad. What do you think? It's a very good question. What do you think? What would you be your interpretation why you can't see her feet? That's all right, Matt. So in your interpretation, why can't we see her feet? What does that mean to you? Because you're the reader now. What would that mean to you? Why we can't see her feet? Me neither. She's like Priyanka said, I think it was, she's holding the Torah. So we discussed with the Torah is the religious book. So book of knowledge, like people of, I think it was Coco, demonstrated the book of knowledge, the crown of knowledge, of wisdom. So it suggests that she knows things. It's a bit like the Akashic records. She knows things. And this is what it is, the secret. And it is what's behind the veil, what is hidden behind that. So people, when they come up to her, they don't know, because she's holding the book of knowledge, or so to speak. So it's just a loose interpretation of what is on that card. Oh, Priyanka. Yeah, that's a very vital point that Dragon Empress has moved in. Feet are sacred. There are whole cultures where feet are like dirty because they touch the floor. And in certain religions like Christianity, people washed Jesus's feet, allegedly. You know, we don't know if it's true. We went there. So it's really, and then we move through our bodies with our feet. So we are connected to the earth with our feet. But because the water or her gown is over her feet, it's a kind of washing away. So you could almost say that it's like initiation, washing away sins, if you want to use these words, not me. But I'm just saying, washing away stuff, washing away the dross, washing away the grime, all those things. So we can cleanse ourselves. So when you use the word in here about reflecting, we can reflect what we can cleanse as well. Because the water, the moon, the fertility, that's all newness, isn't it? Yeah, truth, wisdom. Right, Mad Soul, will you give over? Stop it. I'm going to ban you in a minute. Mad Soul, please. We're looking at the card. We're not using our intelligence. I said, leave your intelligence there. Right? We're looking at the card. We want to get our own interpretations. That's just learning. It's like okay, it's okay to learn and know what it, like I said before, we all know what it means, but when we say things, what does it mean to us? Like, what does blue mean? No one's discussed blue, and no one's discussed, right, the cross over a heart. What does that mean, guys? What does this cross over a heart mean? It's not helping at all. I'm trying to make people unlearn to get to their intuition. It's not helpful. It's not helping regurgitating books. Right. How did you know she was truthful? Right, Priyanka. What made you think she was truthful? What made you think that? All the elements are coming together now. What was that? Oh, you mean that? Right. Why she got a cross across her chest, people? It's Mad Soul deleting. Wait till Tarot's talking. Right, guys, why is there a cross across her chest? Does anybody know? Does anyone want an opinion of that, or is there no opinion? Yeah, we'll kick her. Because that's what singers say. I cross my heart and I hope to die, that I'll only stay with you one more night. Really? Singers? Okay. So yeah, that's a great interpretation that Dragon Empress has done. When we look at the yin and yang, the black and the white, the up and the down, there are 4 directions. But in true style of Kabbalah, there is always a hidden element that you use when you do the tree of light. So there's something. So within that cross, because it's an open cross, there is all the space inside. So yes, you can look up north, south, west, and east, but there's something inside. So this is the real secret of this card, right staring you, slap bang, right in the middle of that card. And that space is your spirit, or your intuition, if you want to use that, which has got nothing to do with spirit, by the way. But if you want to connect to your inner, like you said, like you described, the inner voice, it's the inside of you and what is hidden. No one can see that. No one can take that away from you. No one can take your higher self away from you. No one, because it's hidden. They can chop your feet off. They can chop your head off, but they can't take what's inside of you, because it's hidden. Okay? Yeah, Dragon Empress has identified it's a crossroad, which is correct. There is no right and wrong in this. When you see a cross, it could be, oh, I'm going down the road. Do I go left? Do I go right? So maybe when you're looking at this card now and you get drawn into the cross, you'll go, oh, what's inside? Do I use my intuition to go left or right? Do I choose the direction? Do I know which direction to go in? Right and wrong, the black and the white. What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? Do I need to do a decision? Am I making a decision? Okay. So do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go with the inside? What's inside of me? How I feel? Or do I take the necessary yang approach and do the action? What way do I go? The best way to do is what's hidden and go into our intuition. So this is why this card is very important. Obviously it is. It's a major arcana card. Yes, questions? Yeah. What is your question? Priyanka S, your question? Obviously related to this. So anything else we're noticing about this card, Dragon Empress? What else are we noticing? Are you typing down? When would we know what Brittany Billets? Brittany Billets, let me end this session, which I will be doing in about 10 minutes, and then I'll open up a question session and then I'll do your reading. Is that okay? Because at the moment, we're just doing the lesson of learning to do tarot. So give me 10 minutes, and I'll open up another session and then we can do questions. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Priyanka. To listen to your heart is how you feel. To listen to your mind is how you intellectually look at it. So when we make it, because that's not about this, this is very much about this card. which we were going to discuss, but Yukta's gone out the room. So when people say, just go with your heart, go with your heart, you've obviously used logic within that thinking process. But when people go, open your heart, it says, well, you're not feeling. When we have our heart, it's all about our emotions. But when we use our thinking, it's right. Oh, well, I think I should stay with this person because this person brings me this, this, and this. But you don't really fancy them. But you choose to marry them because they provide you with your survival. But this guy over here is poor, but he makes you feel so happy and you're in love with them. So do I go with that guy or that guy? So it's like, okay, maybe I'm sick of struggling in my life and I'll go with the rich guy. But should I go with the emotional guy? It's the same with the job. Okay, this particular job, it's got more money, less hours, really good, but it's so boring. And the boss is awful, absolutely awful. But I'm making enough money, so job done. Oh, or do I go and look after cats? I love cats. I'm with cats all day. It's half the money of this. So do I go with the cat job or do I go with the payment job? Now, if I have a lot of bills with, I'll obviously go with that job and I'll feel rubbish. But if I go with that, I know I'm helping the cats. I know I'm happy and I'm going to be happy in my life. Everything's going to be perfect. Do you know what? Do you see the difference? Nothing can hide you from negative when you're with the in duality. You're always going to come across negativity and positivity in every single situation. So just as that analogy or example of, do I go with my head and the logical approach of going for the money, or do I go with my heart? And that's the dilemma of where you go. There is no veil covering a negative, because it all exists down here. It's only when you go higher, it is the kind of note, but that's higher than the intuition level. It's a little bit higher on the Buddhic and Atmic. So when you have stuff coming down your head as in a veil, it's a symbol for your aura, right? So it's flowing and it's blue and it's calming blue. So in another card, it might mean something else, but the blue is always going to be expansion. So in order to be healthy, you need to expand yourself and flow in the direction of spiritual awareness. So it's people mistake religion for spirituality, but when you really connect to something, you flow, your crown chakra is opened to these spiritual lights, and then everything flows from within and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? Spooky Mulder! Yay, high five! Chink, you're late. You're late. You're late. You're absolutely late. Yeah, absolutely. Of course it is. Because people in religion have misunderstood. Oh, I need to cover my crown. I need to hide myself. I need to do all this. So it's very humanistic what certain, how can you say it? Traditions have come about. Okay. So it's not hidden. This veil does not stand for being hidden. That veil. The one with the pomegranates is definitely hidden, but the one from ahead is not hidden. I love you too, Spooky Mulder. Yay. Heather, yay. But this session is going to be ending in 5 minutes because we've got to do questions, and this only lasts an hour. So we've discussed most of these things on this card. I'm pretty sure you could come up with a lot more. So for your homework, if you choose to do so, get a High Priestess, doesn't matter what pack you've got, and go, right, what does this mean? What does that mean? What am I drawn to? Nobody's discussed what she's sitting on. Nobody. What else haven't you discussed? You haven't discussed the colour of the sky. Nobody. What else haven't you discussed? You've discussed pretty much a lot. I kind of hinted on that. You haven't discussed that the pillars reach right to the top of the sky, but they're not all the way down to the bottom. You haven't discussed that. There is so much you need to still discuss about this card. So now you know, guys, just how long it takes to learn one card. This was only 45 minutes because there's a lot of hoo-ha at the beginning. It's like pulling teeth again, getting blood out of a stone. But I'm really glad Dragon Empress came along. So does that summarize a card? Go with what your heart desires and choose your soul growth over everything else. No, it's nothing to do with your heart. Where did you get that from? See, intuition has got nothing to do with emotions. This card is like wound up in emotions because we've got the moon symbolized of what the heart means, and we've got the water, which is the emotions. So this is why it's only the third card in the soul journey. It's not the world. So it's learning to pay attention to your intuition and not get bogged down by your emotions. If you stay in this card and you don't go all the way to the world, you haven't learned one lesson. Well, you have. You're on the second lesson. Because the magician's the first, and this is the second, and the fool is the 0. So it's very much, this is the Rider-Waite, the most easiest deck to use that people are pulling out. So it's not about the heart, but it's learning to, like you said, Priyanka, it is learning about trust, which comes from the heart. It's how we feel, how we've judged with our minds, and how we feel gets trust. So you're right. As I said, there are no right or wrong answers in my lessons or my guided tutorials, whatever you want to call them. So if this means trust to you, spot on. If it means periods to Mad Soul Tarot, spot on. If it means wisdom for Coco, head of wisdom, crown of wisdom, spot on. Absolutely spot on. But what I am trying to urge you to do is look deeper. And as I said, there's a lot more we haven't discussed in this card. So maybe go home. Well, you probably are home. Yeah, and look what else is there. You know, unlearning and trusting yourself. But what I do ask you for extra credit in my lesson is every single day when you're in your home, where are you using your intuition? And write that down. Because normally when I start these lessons, we do talk about that. How do we use this card in our everyday life? Okay. Please don't come in at the end of the lesson. I've just got, right. Do you want me to start the lesson again? Right. What is the higher self mean? I have done this lesson. Please rewind the lesson, guys, and see how I try what anyone says. I will bang it and get you to explain your words, because you have to unrobotize yourself from what you've already learned. This is these sessions about unlearning and seeing what it means to you. If you say to me, that card means the teddy bear needs to come in from the garden, that's what it means. The teddy bear needs to come in from the garden. This is your reading. You are the readers. Do you get me? No. It's not similar. It's exactly like it. It's designed on a journey. And the major arcanas are always going to be about your soul process. But if you look deeper into them, they mean so much more. So depending on if you're a reader with someone in front of you, all you do is hold it and gaze on it and be guided where you're looking at, and then say what you're seeing or hearing. Do you know what I mean? So you don't just go, right, intuition, oh, you got to trust someone, oh, you mistrust that person. No, I'm trying to allow you to see a little bit deeper, because this is a course on you, not me. Do you get me? So, yeah, no worries, Heather. So basically, I'm really pleased that you came along to participate, because honestly, the first 10 minutes of this, I'm thinking, why am I even here? So I'm really pleased Dragon Empress turns up, because she asked me, are you still doing it? And I go, yes. I didn't want to, but it's like, yes, because of last week. So it was so funny, not last week, the week before, number 2 session. And it was really challenging. It was funny. I said to Tarot's Talk today, I said, look at it. It's just funny. It really is funny. No disrespect to the person who tried, but you've done all extremely good here, especially Priyanka S. She does get the gold star and she does get a lollipop. Yeah. No worries, absolutely not. Do think of becoming a channel member. As you can see, Mad Soul, he's changed colour. Yay. Right, so what we're going to do now is, yeah, that was the wrong answers in my room. Oh my God. But the wrong answer, the way I said that, it wasn't wrong. All right. Right, I'm going to have to do a live now, because people have donated already. So that's good. So give me 5 minutes to, I don't know, close the curtains. And as you can see, that this is how I do my Learn Tarot course. It's live, it's organic, it's you. You're going to be the reader. So you want to read your card. So do come back next week. We will schedule another live, because obviously there's a little bit more interest. Bring a deck of your choice and bring 1 card. And obviously the first 2 or 3 people will get to discuss it. We can do simultaneous cards, but we do do these cards. The major arcana. And then you choose a card. You have to choose this one, but ran away. So that's bad. But yeah, go. But no, I don't need to do that. I'm drunken enough. So what I'm going to do, guys, is end this lovely session. Thank you so much for being here. And hopefully next week you can all come roughly at the beginning. Otherwise, you know, you can still join in, obviously, but it's good to be on the beginning. And obviously, when we get loads and loads of people who want to do this, we can do it just for channel members. And really, you know, you guys can tell me what time is best for you to do it. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. We still haven't finished that card, but that's life. So thanks for being here. If you want to come along for your free questions, that's absolutely fine. So I'll see you soon. Take care. Lots of love. It's okay. I'll be here again in about 5 minutes. Adios, guys. No worries. Spoken Malta. Very disappointed you didn't turn up at the beginning. but I was disappointed at the beginning anyway. So, right, bye. Yeah, see you soon.